Hi, I'm Shan, and this is Life with Shan. Today we're going to be doing my August TBR, and I'm dressed in all pink because I'm about to go see Barbie, and I'm so excited. For this month's TBR, I decided to take a picture of my book cart with just the pages, and then I numbered each of the books and shared it on my Instagram stories at bookisshan, and had people vote for which book based off of this view, essentially. And now we're going to pick the books that were most voted for. I'm excited to see what they are. For the first book out of 5, I was picking from the top 5 selected numbers. And put in their number. And then I picked whatever 5 numbers were selected the most out of these 21 books, so 21 numbers. For book number 2 up here, that was picked 5 times. 5 people said that they wanted book 2. And book 2 is 1, 2. Ooh, it's Rock Bottom Girl by Lucy Score. I love this cover. It fits well with this dress. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I bought this book when I was wearing this dress a few months ago. My mom came and visited in town. We went around town, so I dressed up in this dress. And then we ended up in Target, and I got this book. Pretty funny how everything has come around, how it's come full circle. Anyways, so Rock Bottom Girl by Lucy Score. She wrote the very well-known and popular series, the blue and the pink covers of, what are the names of those books? She wrote these, Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light. So she wrote these books. This is another one by her, and I'm excited to read it. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Is what happens when a fake relationship gets a little too real between the sheets. Downsized, broke, and dumped 38-year-old Marley Cicero sneaks home to her childhood bedroom in the town she couldn't wait to escape 20 years ago. Not much has changed in Culpeper, Pennsylvania. The cool kids are still cool. Now they just own car dealerships and live in McMansions next door. Oh, and the whole town is still talking about the homecoming she ruined her senior year. And from the male perspective is, desperate for a new start, Marley accepts a temporary position as a PE teacher and soccer coach. Can the girl banned from all future Culpeper High homecomings keep the losingest girls soccer team in school history from killing one another and prevent carpal tunnel syndrome in a bone-clutching gym class student? There you go. Rock Bottom Girl will be one of my books for August. I did choose to have, like I said, the top 5 selected books because I try to read 5 to 10 physical books every month, hoping that by having just 5 selected, I'll be able to read all of them, match them with my moods because I am a mood reader, and then still branch out to other books that I do really want to read this month that might not have been selected. Anyways, book number 1 is Rock Bottom Girl. We'll stack it right here. I hope you can see that, otherwise this is all just very weird. There's Rock Bottom Girl. The second book picked 16 times. The second book that was voted for 6 times, which is the most out of all of the books, is number 13. Surprise, surprise. I think I have a lot of Swifties that follow me. And number 13 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh, let me see if you can get it. Half Blown Rosé. Ooh, I got this one in New Jersey last July when I went with some friends and we did a bunch of bookstore shopping, and I bought way too many books. But I got Half Blown Rosé. Let's see what it's about a little bit. Blown Rosé, or Half Blown Rose. Half Blown Rose, sorry guys. Vincent, having grown up as the privileged daughter of artists, has a lovely life in many ways. At 44, she enjoys strolling the streets of Paris and teaching at the Modern Art Museum. She has a vibrant group of friends, and she's even caught the eye of a young, charismatic man named Loop. But Vincent is also in Paris to escape a painful betrayal. Her husband, Cillian, has published a best-selling book divulging secrets about their marriage and his own past, hinting that when he was a teenager, he may have had a child with a young woman back in Dublin before he moved to California and never returned. Yikes. I don't know what I would do if my significant other had published a book that was about a secret he had never told me about. I'm excited to read this. I'm excited. Oh, there's Callie. She always makes an appearance. You guys know that by now. I'm excited to see what this is about and what happens to her in Paris. I love Paris. Typical, stereotypical love for Paris, but I love that that's the setting. And hopefully you can still see it if I put it up here. Those are the first 2 books for August. Now, the next book was voted for 5 times, and that was number 16. So we had 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, Dark and Shallow Lies by Ginny Meyer Son. So I'm not gonna lie, guys, I audiobooked this book. Forgot that I had put it on my TBR cart for this, but it was good. I highly recommend. It is magical. A girl's twin sister goes missing, so she tries to use her powers and all of her friends and family's powers to figure out what had happened to her sister. Oh, sorry, Callie, you okay? Callie just coughed. She's trying to use her powers and her friends and family's powers to see where her sister is, but also they're not being completely honest, and there's a lot of secrets. And the little excerpt here says, in this town, magic runs deep, but secrets run deeper. And it's very true. I highly recommend this book. I did read it, so I will probably pick another book from this after we go through all of them. But this one has been read, so it will go right here, and it will cover the babbles. Next, this book was voted for 4 times, which is the lowest amount for any of them, was number 17. So that would be, oh, let's see. Chasing Lucky by Jen Bennett. I think this is going to be a perfect way to end summer. Her books are usually just cute summer, or not necessarily summer, but YA romances with a little bit deeper of context. This one in particular is Lucky stares at me, I stare at him, and something hangs in the air between us. Something unsaid that I almost understand, but not quite. Something he wants me to understand. He's looking at me as if he's stranded alone on a deserted island and I found his message in a bottle, like he wants me to save him. I realize now that that tells you nothing about the book. It's just a quote from the book. That sounds pretty good. Here's what the book is about. Budding photographer Josie St. Martin has spent half her life with her single mother moving from city to city. When they return to historical New England hometown years later to run the family bookstore, Josie knows it's not forever. Her dreams are on the opposite coast and she has a plan to get there. What she doesn't plan for is a run-in with the town bad boy, Lucky Karras, outsider rebel, and her former childhood best friend. Lucky makes it clear he wants nothing to do with the newly returned Josie, but everything changes after a disastrous pool party and a poorly executed act of revenge lands Josie in some big-time trouble, with Lucky unexpectedly taking the blame. Interesting. I'm very excited for this one, and I'm excited to take it off my TBR and actually read it. I have read 2 other books by Jen Bennett, which is Alex Approximately and Starry Eyes, and I loved them both. And this will be a great August read. Last but not least, number 20 was voted for 5 times, so that was 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's see. Dava Shastri's Last Day, a novel. I will have to look up how to pronounce that before I read this. I remember getting this. It was a Good Morning America book club pick. I was so excited to get this. I think I got it in December when Barnes & Noble did their 50% off all hardcovers, and I just splurged. Let me read to you what it's about. Summoning her 4 adult children to her private island, she discloses shocking news. In addition to having a terminal illness, she has arranged for the news of her death to break early so she can read her obituaries. As someone who dedicated her life to the arts and the empowerment of women, Dava expects to read articles lauding her philanthropic work. Instead, her death reveals 2 devastating secrets, truths she thought she had buried forever. And now the whole world knows, including her children. In the time she has left, Dava must come to terms with the decisions that have led to this moment and make peace with those closest to her before it's too late. Compassionately written and chock full of humor and heart, this powerful novel examines public versus private legacy, the complexities of love, and the never-ending joys and frustrations of family. Oh man, that sounds good. That sounds dramatic and good. I got some good books to read this month. We have Rock Bottom Girl, Chasing Lucky, this one I can't pronounce, which is Dava Shastri's Last Day, and Half Blown Rose. I did pull Dark and Shallow Lies. Thank you everyone who voted for that, and I'm glad to say that it was very good. But because I already read it, I'm gonna pick another book from this cart to replace it, and then that will be 5 books, and I like to have 7 to 10 books on my TBR, so I'll pick a few others from this cart just to fill it in. But here are all the other books on the cart, very misheveled. Oh, to replace Dark and Shallow Lies, I'm going to have to do Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I got this one last month. Oh, I got it 2 months ago at Tombolo Books, which is so funny. I forgot I got it at Tombolo Books because I was at Tombolo Books last night and they had a cart where you could donate to a charity that they had selected. That was a great charity in my opinion. But if you donate to him, you were gifted a book off the cart, and I happened to donate and I picked Poppy War, which is also by R.F. Kuang, off of that cart. So it's fitting that I got both of them from Tombolo Books. I also really want to read Yellowface right now because it's very popular. There's the hype, and I know a lot of people try to avoid the hype because they want to get an opinion that's not through rose-colored glasses in a sense, but I try to read sometimes with the hype because I think it really enhances the experience. So I am going to read Yellowface this month. I love this. I'm so excited. I also finished Babel by R.F. Kuang last night, and it was absolutely phenomenal, and I'm glad to pick up another book by her. I'll read Yellowface's description to you. White lies, dark humor, deadly consequences. Best-selling sensation Juniper Song is not who she says she is. She didn't write the book she claims she wrote, and she is most certainly not Asian American. There's the whole rest of it, that's just the top blurb, and that's intriguing enough, and I think I want to go into this kind of blind. I've heard phenomenal things about it, and I'm very excited if you did not get that by the multiple times I've already said that. But we'll add that to the TBR. This is getting a little too big. This month, I also am very excited. I'm going to try and read Fourth Wing this month. Let me go find it. These just won't stay up. There's just not enough books on the TBR cart. You guys know what I mean. I do have a lot of other books that are unread. These were just the few I wanted to pick from this month. I will do another video of ones that I just recently bought over the past 2 months. Top of these 5 reads, I am very excited to read Fourth Wing this month, which I don't know if you guys need much of a description of, but I'll give you the little blurb on top. Enter the brutal and elite world of the College for Dragon Riders. There you go. That sounds pretty good if you ask me. I've seen a lot of hype for it. Like I said with Yellowface, I am going to try and dive into that hype and just get a more enhanced experience. I love the map on this. The sequel comes out in a few months, and I'm releasing a book sleeve for Fourth Wing on Grace by Shan. So it's all just coming together very well. And there are quite a few books here, but I have 6 now. I will try very hard to read all 6, but I also told Words Within Pages and Big Book Energy on Bookstagram that I would buddy read The Cruel Prince. So we're going to have to add The Cruel Prince. I've heard great things about this. Here is the description. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous High Court of Fairy. I never know if I'm pronouncing that correctly because I only ever read it in my head. And if you're watching this, give me grace because I'm sure you've done that with certain things. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. This is the first book in, I believe, a trilogy. I got this book at Barnes in April, if I'm remembering correctly. They had one of those buy one, get one 50% off deals, and this was one of the 50% off ones. And Megan from Words Within Pages was here, and she was like, oh, I have that book. I need to read it. So then I bought it. I was gonna read it with her, and then our friend Cam at Big Book Energy was like, I also have that book. And we've been trying to buddy read it for June, and then we tried again in July, and I think August is our month. We're gonna manifest it this month. And that is it. I will probably, if food changes, or if I do end up reading all of these, I will probably pick other books from the cart or from other spots. And that is the big TBR for this month. I did read Dark and Shallow Lies in July, so that will be in my July reading wrap-up. That will be live on Saturday or Sunday, coming very soon. And like I said, we've got 7 good books to read. Let's see them. Let's restack them. How about that? This is heavy. Being a book influencer is a workout. Let me tell you guys, because you have to carry these books, and they're heavy. Like every time I go to do photos or something, and lifting and putting all the books back and forth, it's a mess. There's so much to do. Anyways, here they all are. The Cruel Prince, Rock Bottom Girl, Chasing Lucky, Fourth Wing, Yellowface, Dava Shastri's Last Days, and Half Brown Rose. There we go. We got a big TBR this month. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.